Okay, I'm here with Mr. Jim Mings, guitarist extraordinary. Hello, Jim.
Andy, thanks for doing this.
Oh man, it's a pleasure.
I hope it will be.
How long you been playing guitar?
Well, let's see. How long ago was 1958?
Oh my gosh.
I know.
Yeah.
In fact, I bought this guitar new in 1969. I can't believe how old it's gotten with me in it. I was 19 when I bought it.
Wow.
I bought this and a Standell, I forget what it was called, Studio, I believe.
Mm-hmm. Wow, and you actually have some of the gear that you had back in those days. I think everything I've ever had is gone.
I know, man. To your chagrin, I'm sure. Because, we all, 60s type guys had their hands on hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of gear, but we weren't perspicacious enough to see the future.
No. That'd been better investments than my investments, for sure. If I just bought Fender amps and Fender guitars.
My investment has been in the music.
Yes, sir.
And I'm trying to be straight up with it because, you can't lie. There are wrong notes in music. Mm-hmm. And I've hit a bunch of them.
Oh, we all have.
But you're never but a half step away from the right note. So I proceed with that kind of thought in mind. And what I'd like to do now is, is take you through a little bit of my thinking on All the Things You Are.
Mm.
That tune is the textbook. And in fact, let me say, every song is a textbook. Mm. So if you want to learn music theory, learn some old hymns, learn the tunes that have measure scale with the secondary dominance in it. Mm-hmm. And I think it's important to be able to do that. And here's what I'm going to try to do, is to start off just with the melody. You are the promised kiss of springtime that makes the lonely winter sing long. It's important for me to know the words, not for everybody.
Terry Rosen told me that too.
A lot of jazzers. For me, it is because I want to kind of know what the mood is. Mm-hmm. And in that tune, if you think about it, what you are, the dearest things I know are what you are. And that melodically, and the words are just perfect there. Mm-hmm. So I kind of try to remember that. I'm talking to somebody that I really want to impress, really want to make a good impression on. Right. So I know the melody.
And melody, to me, that's what music today is missing. A lot of melody. I was listening to a Beatles album on the way up, and they were strong with their vocals. Were strong with their energy. Their lyrics in their early songs were pretty, boy meets girl, boy dumps girl, whatever.
Love me do.
Yeah, but the melodies.
I know.
Oh my God, we are missing that these days.
I try to write melodies, and I try to improvise melodies. Anyway, Stan Getz had this line that I'm trying to live up to, and it's almost impossible. An improviser should be able to improvise a melody that's prettier than the written one. Mm. And if you can't,
I've never heard that.
That was something that he when you listen to him, you can tell he really knows the tune. Mm-hmm. Really knows the tune. And once you know the tune, you can harmonize that so many different ways. Now what I try to do a lot of times is to add a bass note. In fact, I'm not in a hurry at all. And this little ornament, or the neighboring tone, whatever you want to call it, I think that's correct. I used to play.
Yeah.
And then the same thing. So I got now 3 voices with the root, and then I put the 5th in there. This gives you a great overview of a tune. And fortunately for this tune, the melody is mostly the 3rd of the chord. So it jives real nice. Now if I was going to do harmony on that, then something like that. Here's what I like.
Yeah, kind of a suspension.
It is, but it's got, nowadays in band and box and other places I'm seeing sus flat 9.
Mm-hmm.
I've never seen that chord.
But it's going to resolve. Right.
And then you try to think, okay, is there a prettier note that I can add than just say the 5th here? So I can maybe go add the 6th
7.
there, the major 7.
Yeah.
And I try not to forget that those are under my hand too, this inversion. And then of course the tune pivots where that G sharp becomes an A flat for the F minor chord. This is another one that I love to do. If we were doing the root 5th, 10th, if I do this,
Minor 7th.
now I get to 6th here.
Mm-hmm.
So I can and this is a valuable one.
That valuable one is a harmony that when I was learning guitar, Soul Man.
Yeah. Well, man, that Steve Cropper licks are just. So I guess that's Steve Cropper.
Yeah, Steve Cropper.
He came up with all those hip licks, man, and I love some of that stuff. You can take chord melody to. Like, I'm not really together with this yet, but. Now see, the key of E minor and G, a lot of the earlier jazz players popped off the open strings a lot. And it works great in G and C. You know, you kind of have to have some of that available to the key. And there are other things. I love this sound. This is the G scale on the bottom 2 strings. Special effect, but a lovely one. Where am I going to go from here? To G, God, it just sounds awesome, man. It's easy to do. Yeah. That's why I've got a lot of the tricks that individuals have fall under their hands pretty easy. This falls under my hand pretty easy. Playing fast bebop does not fall under my hand that easy. You know, so it's.
I think another thing is a lot of guitar players. I've been teaching for years, is when they're trying to learn something, they're trying to fill up everything with their hands and play it all. And a lot of the beauty of the guitar is not doing that. It's basically playing harmonies and sparse chords and effects kind of things, maybe octaves.
Yeah.
You know, it's not just trying to play flat out bar chords or this, that, and that's why so many people have trouble. Well, I have trouble fingering this and that and the other. If they would just approach it a little more simpler.
Well, you know, I have this thing. I call it dancing on the head of a pin. Mm-hmm. And what you do is you take a blues progression and focus it on one note. Now, this is going to take me 5 minutes to do. So you got a lot of these things I have to say require patience. Okay. So here's the blues in B flat I'm going to use the fifth.
Dancing on the head of the pin.
Change it to fit the chord. Five, 4, 3, 2. Now add a note to that. These are 6 at the top. Major 7 on top. Change it to fit. Major 7 on top. The diminished 9 of G7, the 13 of C, 3rd of F, major 7, tonic. On top. Change it when you have to. Change it up the next scale degree. So in other words, you just take the scale and use the top note, dancing on the head of a pin. Okay. Really good practice.
Wow. I know when people see this, they might open some eyes up for sure. I mean, I'm going to watch it over and over.
Oh, well, thanks, man.
That's right, pick it up.
Part of the thing is that the top note is your melody. Mm-hmm. And what's valuable is knowing where the melody is, so when you're accompanying somebody, you don't play the melody with them.
Right, right.
You try to find a chord. Well, say if they're singing this, you don't really need that in there. You might just play another note that's in that chord.